Assalamu alaikum, dear friends, how are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, look, it is indeed one of the great blessings in the life to have the friends and the good friends. All type of successes combined are not equal, not enough to make a person happy and lead a satisfactory life. But, dear friend, it is one of the very important things indeed that if at all they do have certain good friends in their life, despite having this this feeling or thought, many of us are unable to have the good relationships. Many of us are, unable to make good connections, good and lasting connections. Many of us, maybe most of us. Feeling lonely, that is increasing a lot. Although we need to have certain good friends indeed to make our life more satisfied, more colorful, more happy. Today we have made it a topic of our discussion that why many of the people are unable to enjoy, make the good relationships. What are the reasons behind how it can be eradicated? Plenty of research has been done on the subject. One of the very important research I am going to present here in front of you, where eight obstacles, hurdles, has been identified, that these are the hurdles and the obstacles which does not allow a person, an individual, to enjoy the good relationship, to make and to carry on the good relationships, good friendships. What are eight of these? I think it is important for us to know and to understand so that we could remove those hurdles and obstacles. We would be able to have the good friends in our life. Eight hurdles, eight obstacles. First of all, it is they are stuck in their ways. They are stuck in their ways. They want everything to be done according to their own desire, according to their own wishes. They want to do everything else according to their own desire, according to their own wishes. They are not cooperative, they are not flexible. They are not cooperative, they are not flexible, they are not willing to make the sacrifice. Because every time, whatever you are thinking, feeling, cannot be implemented at all. It is like give and take. Sometimes you have to comply, you have to cooperate with another person, and at certain other occasion they too should be ready to cooperate with you. It is absolutely wrong that my way or highway, that is totally absolutely wrong. Let's be cooperative, let's be flexible. We shouldn't stuck in our own ways. Now the second is they shy away from vulnerability. They shy away from vulnerability. What is this, by the way? People, those people who keep their own lives very much closed enough, they don't want to share their thoughts, they don't want to share their feelings, they don't want to share their experiences, they don't want to share the circumstances they are living in. I think in this respect, nobody will like to get closer to them because they are not opening up, because they are not sharing. Once they are not sharing their thoughts, feelings, experiences, the people feel that they are not fit for the relationship. not fit for the friendship, because friendship actually mean sharing our friendship actually mean sharing our own experiences, thoughts, feeling. It does not also mean that we do have to share the most personal thing. I'm not talking something like that, but I think that except those which are extremely highly personal, I think we should be ready to share our feelings, our thoughts, our experiences, and if at all it makes us a little bit vulnerable, I think we should be ready to face this sort of vulnerability. But we need to share, and sharing no friendship at all without sharing. Now the third obstacle or hurdle is they are held back by their ego. They are held back by their ego. I think ego, okay, self-respect, that is fine. Everybody have got the ego, but I think that we need to minimize it. We need to minimize it. As for the high ego is concerned, it will keep the people run away from us. Nobody will like to get closer to us at all. I think those people who are more modest, who are showing humility, it is the humility which people like. As for the arrogance is concerned, as for being boastful is concerned, as for keeping the high ego is concerned, it does not allow the people to get closer to them at all. So I think that we need to have a high impact and low ego style. Low ego style, it is very very good one. I think we should lower our ego. We should lower our ego. Let's be respectful. Let's be respectful to the people, and let's understand that they too have an ego. So I think that we need to be, once we are respectful toward them, once we are caring toward them, once we people want to get close, we are making the first move to get close to those people. I think this is good. The people will like it, because nobody want an arrogant friend at all. Nobody want a boastful friend at all. So let's lower our ego. Now the fourth is they try too hard. They try too hard. I think that is again, it might seem counterintuitive, but working very, very hard to get closer to another person, this will make them conscious, and they will become hesitant to get closer to us at all. So, this is absolutely wrong. This is totally wrong. Dear friends and fellows, I think what is needed here is that we must not be working very hard, although we need to treat other people in a nice manner, but working very hard to get closer to anybody, it's not good at all. It is having a kind of negative marking, and it will not give a good impression about us at all. So don't work too hard to get closer to anybody. Don't work too hard to make friendship with anybody. Every Now the fifth hurdle or obstacle is they struggle with impermanence. They struggle with impermanence. It is important indeed, because we need to understand nothing here in this world is permanent. Not even our relationships are not permanent as well. Yesterday there were certain friends of mine and yours, but today we don't have a friendship with those people. And today, if at all we are having certain other friends, still these friends are not forever. Not forever. I think every nothing is permanent here in this world. So we need to accept this thing wholeheartedly from the very depth of our heart, that if at all somebody want to go, let them go away. But it does not mean that we should keep telling them that your departure from my life will not affect me negatively at all. That is again an arrogance which is absolutely wrong. But at the same time, we need to be ready to accept, if at all somebody want to go, if at all somebody has gone, we don't need to mind it. We don't need to get annoyed with them at all, and we need to take it as something very natural, that if at all somebody has gone, it is fine, it is nice, because every time, every stage of the life, every type of circumstances have their own compelling demand. So somebody is going, somebody want to go, somebody has gone, all of that is fine. Now the next, the sixth obstacle on our way to making friendship is they forget to listen. Now there is still a little bit of more thing which I need to add as for the fifth item is concerned. They struggle with impermanence. If at all we are not ready to relieve the old friends, if they want to go relieve them, only then I think the suitable situation and environment in our life will be created for the new friends. If we are allowing other people to go away happily, does not mean pushing them out of our life at all. So I think in that case, new friendship will not be made at all. So it is very important that accept the impermanence of everything else. If at all we ourselves are not permanent here in this world, if my life is not permanent, which is extremely important to me, so what is the trouble in accepting the impermanence of other things? So, dear friends and fellows, now the sixth is they forget to listen. They forget to listen. Yes, indeed, they forget to listen. We need to become an active listener. We need to become an attentive listener. Everybody like those people who are the good listeners. Everybody like those people who are the good listeners because everybody want to be heard. Everybody want to be heard, and because they feel they get catharsis. And as for the listening, being a good listener is concerned, that it not only that it pleases the other person, although we don't have to be a people pleaser, but it pleases the other person. On the one hand, we get new pieces of knowledge, new information, which are useful and beneficial for us. So in that context, I think we need to become a good listener, having more than one benefits, because everybody want to be heard. Many of the people are of the view that those who are interesting people, those who are better able to entertain others, they will be getting the friendship only. I think that is good thing. I'm not saying that being able to entertain, amuse other people is bad or unnecessary. It is good. If you do have a sense of humor, it is good. But at the same time, it is not anyway lesser important that if at all somebody is a good listener, because those who are the good listeners, they are always in the demand, because everybody want to tell their story, because everybody want to be heard, because everybody want to be noticed. So be a good listener. Now the seventh thing which is so important indeed, they avoid conflict. Avoiding conflict, yes, it is bad to keep curling, it is bad to keep arguing for most of the time, it is really bad. But at the same time, if at all you are always avoiding the conflict, even on the thing where it is very necessary to take the stand, I think this means that you have lost. It is bad indeed, because you are not an authentic self at all. Don't be a spineless person. Take stand and be assertive. Be assertive. Be assertive on important thing, not on the unimportant things at all. Always be ready to sacrifice. Always be ready to be flexible on the unimportant thing. Always be ready to be cooperative. But if at all something really matters to you and it is your right as well, I think we don't need to avoid the conflict. But the conflict too, there are certain ethics and certain manners of the conflict. We need to become polite. But at the same time, we need to become firm and assertive. Being firm and assertive, but being polite at the same time, it is something really good. So, my dear friends and fellows, they avoid conflict. Now, the eighth and the last thing is we don't have to avoid the conflict. We don't have to avoid the conflict, but we shouldn't be arguing, squabbling, fighting, quarreling, having a dispute, and making the conflicts all the time. That is totally bad nonsense. But if it is something very necessary, don't avoid the conflict, but be polite, be firm, be assertive. Don't be abusive. Don't work on it objectively. Work on it objectively. The eighth and the last hurdle or obstacle which we need to remove if we want to have a good friend. That is, they lack compassion. We must have compassion. We must feel the pain of other people. We must feel the pain of other people. If at all they have felt pain, we should be sympathizing with them. We need to be sympathizing with them. We need to take it empathetically. Be an empathetic person, not an apathetic person, not an apathetic person. Be an empathetic person. Art is as it is very, very important indeed. Never be, I think that a pathetic person. Always be empathetic person. Always be empathetic person. Always have compassion for those who are in pain, who are in trouble, who have suffered. I think we should be. These are the eight obstacles. These are the eight things to be noted by all the people who want to have good friend. Having the good friend, that is indeed a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think and I believe that our life is totally and absolutely incomplete if at all we don't have the good friend. But as for the good friends are concerned, I think this is something. As for our today's talk and discussion is concerned, it is extremely beneficial and useful. That's all for today. Thank you very much.